Hello everyone and welcome to another Codex Mass Effect for Lian takes on. This Codex is after the embassies. So, firstly we have Citadel and Galactic Government, Citadel Conventions. These diplomatic talks occurred in the wake of the Krogan rebellions as a response to the destruction of the conflict and an attempt to distance the Council from the brutal Krogan warfare. The conventions regulate the use of weapons of mass destruction, or WMDs. A WMD causes environmental alteration to a world. A bomb that produces a large crater is not considered a WMD. A bomb that causes a nuclear winter is. Use of WMD is forbidden on garden worlds like Earth. With ecospheres that can readily support a population, if a habitable world is destroyed, it will not be replaced for millions of years. The conventions do not forbid the use of WMDs on hostile worlds or in sealed space station environments. Many militaries continue to develop and maintain stockpiles. The convention graded weapons of mass destruction into tiers of concern. Tier 1 is the greatest threat to the galactic peace. Tier 1. Large kinetic impactors such as asteroid drops or deorbiting space stations, effectively free and available in any system, in the form of debris left over from the planetary creation. Kinetic impactors are the weapon of choice for terrorists and third world nations. Tier 2. Uncontrolled self-replicating weapons, such as nanotechnology, viral or bacteriological organisms, von Neumann devices, and destructive computer viruses. These weapons can lie dormant for millennia, waiting for a careless visitor to carry them onto another world. Tier 3. Third most deadly. Large energy burst weapons, such as nuclear or antimatter warheads. So nukes aren't classed as the strongest. Hey, shuffle. Alien species Tier 4. Alien species deliberately introduced to crowd out native forms necessary for the health of an ecosystem. Ecological tampering can take years to bear fruit, making it difficult to prove. CSEC. Citadel Security is a voluntary police service answering to the Citadel Council. The 200,000 constables of CSEC are responsible for maintaining public order in a densely populated citadel. They also provide pirate suppression, customs enforcement, and search and rescue throughout the Citadel cluster. CSEC has 6 divisions. Enforcement: uniformed officers who patrol the Citadel and respond to emergency. Investigation: detectives who puzzle out the truth behind crimes and bring perpetrators to justice. Customs: screens the thousands of passengers and cargo containers that pass through the Citadel ports every day. Network: deals with cyber crimes like identity and copyright theft, hacking and viral attacks, and illegal artificial intelligence. Special response: deals with hostage situations, bombs, and heavily armed criminals. In the unlikely event that attackers board the Citadel, they are also the front line of defense, armed with military-grade equipment. Patrol: naval arm with ships stationed throughout the Citadel cluster. Unlike the other divisions, they are rarely seen at the Citadel, nor do they stay in one place long. Joining CSEC is prestigious. Applications must be sponsored by a Citadel Council or the ambassador of an associated council race. Generally, applicants have many years of distinguished service in the military or police forces of their nation, but an inexperienced applicant with demonstrable talent will be fairly considered. CSEC and inspectors are often at odds. Many CSEC members, notably current executor Venere Palin, believes that allowing inspectors to be above the law is a dangerous practice. The actions of Saren Arcturus lend credence to this position. The The spectres, in turn, are aggravated when seasick, dedication to procedures, and due process hampers their investigations. Be right back. The Presidium Ring. The ring is an enclosed loop of park-like space serving as the connection points for the wards. The interior walls are lined from the embassies of influential species and private residence for the galaxy's elite. This Presidium is full of open-air restaurants, bars, and luxurious meeting areas. Gravity is about 1/3 Earth normal. A holographic sky is projected over the ceiling of the ring. Unlike the 24/7 bustle of the wards, the Presidium maintains a 20-hour day cycle, with a 6-hour night where lights are dimmed and the sky goes through a night cycle. Offices and residences are often open to the interior. It is not unusual for embassies to have no exterior wall at all. This does not cause a crime problem due to the heavy seasick presence and ubiquitous monitoring devices on the Presidium. Thieves are quickly identified and apprehended. The ring is the location of the Citadel's spaceports, being closer to the center of spin. There is less motion for a ship to match, and the reduced spin gravity makes handling cargo easier. Hundreds of ships pass through the Citadel every day, and every species with an embassy is granted a private dock. The tower at the center of the ring holds the administration of the Citadel Council. The tower rises over a kilometre from the ring, appearing to thrust forward parallel to the ward arms. As the tower is at the centre of the spin axis, it experiences little centrifugal force. Gravity is maintained using mass effect fields at a 90-degree angle to the ring and wards. A consular dock can be found at the base of the tower. While normally used for diplomatic couriers and spectre business, the shuttles docked here can evacuate the council government in an emergency. Treaty of Phyrexian. Due to the destructive potential of dreadnoughts, the council races agreed at the Phyrexian Naval Conference to fix a ratio of dreadnought construction between themselves. At the top of the pyramid is the peacekeeping Turian fleet. Below the Turians are the other council races. Currently the Sari and Solarian council associated races are at the bottom. The human system alliance is part of this last group. The ratio of Turian to council to associated dreadnoughts is 5 to 2 to 1. For every dreadnought humans are permitted to build, the Sari have 3 and the Turians have 5. That's not very nice. Non-council races. Krogan rebellions. After the Rachni War, the quick-breeding Krogan expanded at the expense of their neighbours. Warlords leveraged their veteran soldiers to seize living space, while the council races were still grateful. Over centuries, the Krogan conquered world after world. There was always just one more needed. When the council finally demanded withdrawal from the Sari colony of Lucia, Krogan overlord Kredek stormed off the citadel, daring the council to take their world back. But the council had taken precautions. The finest STG operators and Asari huntresses had been drafted into a covert observation force. The Office of Special Tactics and Reconnaissance, or Spectres. The Spectres opened the war with crippling strategic strikes. Krogan planets went dark as computer viruses flooded the extranet, sabotaged antimatter refineries, disappeared in blue-white annihilation. Headquarters stationed shattered into orbit-clogging debris, rammed by pre-placed suicide freighters. Still, this only delayed the inevitable. The war would have been lost if not for the first contact with the Turians, who responded to Krogan threats with a prompt declaration of war. Being on the far side of the Krogan space from the Citadel, the Council, the Turians advanced rapidly into the lightly defended Krogan rear areas. The Krogan responded by dropping space stations and asteroids on Turian colonies. 3 worlds were rendered completely uninhabitable. This was precisely the wrong approach to take with the Turians. Each is first and foremost a public servant, willing to risk his life to protect his comrades. Rather than increasing public war weariness, Krogan tactics stifled Turian resolve. The arrival of Turian task forces saved many worlds from the warlords' marauding fleets, but it took development of the genophage bioweapon to end the war. There were decades of unrest afterwards. Rogue warlords and holdout groups of insurgents refused to surrender, or disappeared into the frontier systems to become pirates. That is the secondary codexes for now, and we'll do the primary ones next.